Hey there, I'm Jesse Miller, and today's tip of the day is how to get your credit score up by just doing this one simple thing. So if you guys have noticed that if you have a credit card, that even though you feel like you're paying it every month, that's your score still either stays the same or it drops. The reason that is, in some cases, or how you can get that to go back up and level out better, or even raise your score with this one simple tip, is to simply just go in and make sure that you're paying your credit card by the time that it reports. So let me explain that to you, right? So what we do is, if you're paying your card, you're probably thinking, well, Jesse, I pay my card every month. I use it and then I pay it off. I use it and then I pay it off. But the key here is to find out when it's reporting and be able to pay it on a time to make sure it's reporting correctly. So what I mean by that is, make sure that when you use your card, that you understand your reporting date, what time, when it starts and when it ends. So when it ends, you want to make sure that you pay your bill right before it ends, but also you want to make sure, now this is the tip here, right? You're just like, oh, well, yeah, I know to pay it either on or before, but here's the tip that how to use it to your advantage to get your score to either go up or to be more stable, right? So what you want to do is make sure that you leave at least 2 to 10%. I wouldn't go over 10%. Usually when you go over 10%, you start to see your scores drop down, and it even drops more when you're higher up in your score. But what you want to do is you want to leave at least 2 to 10%. I would stay on the lower end if you're just getting your credit started, right? You've got one card. I would suggest trying to stay around the 5, 6 maybe, until they see that you're a good candidate, a good borrower, if you will, and that you utilize your credit correctly. So, but if you have a card and had it for a while, I would stay around the 2. I like to stay around the 2 to 5 range if I can. So let me give you an example. If you got a $4,000 card, then you want to stay probably around $80, right? That would be maybe $80 to $100 when it reports. So what I mean is, so let's say you used it and you used all $4,000, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna pay that off. What you want to do is just make sure you pay it off all the way up to and save about $70-80 on there, right? So it reports. So let's give you an example. If it reports from the 12th to the 12th of next month, right? So usually it's about 21 to 25 days. I'm just throwing something out there though. Usually it's about a 21 to 25 day period that it reports through. And so what happens is, if you, let's say the 12th it reports, and then anything that you use from the 12th all the way up to the following 9th of the next month is going to go on the next report. But whatever hits on that 9th, right? That 9th day, that's what the credit report is going to hit the credit report. So if you pay it before it hits the 9th, anything that you pay will not report, but anything that you leave on there will report, right? So just make sure that you leave at least about $80 to $100 on that $4,000 card when it hits on the 9th. And then when it reports, it's going to report at a 2 to 3, maybe 5%. And then what happens is it shows utilization. It shows that you're a good borrower, and it's going to help you to raise that score up. So this is the key and the tip of the day to help you to get your score up by doing simple things like this. And stay tuned for another tip coming tomorrow. All right. Hope you got some value out of this. I'm Jesse Miller. I'll see you soon.